Hey folks, welcome back to Pokémon Y. We're here in the Coumarine City Pokémon Center, and before we go anywhere, there's something I have to address. It's a truth that I have been reluctant to acknowledge. The experience share is way too powerful. Yeah, after the gym battle with Karina and then the battle with Colin in the last episode, after learning that he had not been using the experience share, I was just like, man, it's too strong. Gotta turn it off. And I think this is going to make for a more balanced gameplay experience in the future. Maybe not immediately, because I'm like 10 levels overpowered, but eventually. Anyway. Today, we are heading back to the Tower of Mastery, and we are going to finally learn what's the dealio with Mega Evolution. It's been built up for the entire game thus far. Also, this guy won't let you through unless you've beaten the gym. So what the heck is this thing that Professor Sycamore has been so insistent that we investigate? It's a Gherkin. It's a heck of a name. See, a Lucario appears to have been the first Mega Evolution discovered in the Kalos region. You've got a statue of Mega Lucario in the middle there. And so that's why Karina has multiple Lucario, and why, say, these folks who are also studying Mega Evolution have a Lucario hanging out in their bedroom. So yeah, big focus on Lucario. And I guess it makes sense. Lucario, I think, somewhere in the lore, has been said to have had strong bonds with people for a really long time. Many years. So yeah, Sycamore, lived here and trained here for a while, yet he apparently doesn't know about the intricacies of Mega Evolution. No, we've been here like 10 minutes and we know basically everything there is to know. So I don't know what he was up to. Alright, so in order to initiate Mega Evolution, we need a pretty dandy accessory, the Mega Ring. These kinds of accessories come in various forms. Different NPCs or trainers will have different Mega items. But we get a Mega Ring, a Mega Bracelet. Anyway, we do need to demonstrate the power of Mega Evolution, and this Lucario is here to do so. Let's do this thing. So now, for our final match against Karina. It's more of an exhibition, it's not really a competition. But it still gets its own unique remix of the gym leader theme, which is pretty rad. Anywho, here is how you initiate Mega Evolution. You go under Fight, and then you can see at the bottom there is a pulsing button that says Mega Evolution. Press that, and then you choose your attack. You can Mega Evolve and attack on the same turn. It's very nifty. So, a Pokemon will Mega Evolve, go through a transformation sequence, and get a bunch of spikes on it, and generally some altered coloration, and just overall kind of more complex and over-the-top design. So when a Pokemon Mega Evolves, it's a temporary power-up just for the duration of the match, and only one Pokemon can Mega Evolve per match on each side, so choose wisely. Pokemon do need to have their designated Mega Evolution Stone, so Lucario needs to be holding a Lucario Knight, I think it is called. They all end with "ite." And when a Pokemon Mega Evolves, it will have basically its base stats increased, and certain Pokemon will have their abilities changed. I believe almost every Mega Evolution has 100 base stat points added in some distribution to their stats, usually increasing the abilities that they're already good at. So Lucario here now has higher attack, special attack, and speed. And usually that's enough to give the Pokemon a pretty significant leg up on the competition. And that's a Mega Evolution. Now it would be really rude for me to not take this Lucario along, but I have no intention of using Lucario on my team. But hey, if it wants to see the world. I like this place a lot. It looks pretty neat. I wish we could get a little more scenic of a view. If we could change the camera and look out on the city and the Kalos region as a whole, but as it stands, I kind of have to fill in the gaps. But yeah, Mega Evolution. None of my permanent team members for this series actually have the ability to Mega Evolve, so I won't be making a whole lot of use of it. But if it's something you want on your team, go for it. It'll make your life a lot easier, to be honest. I was playing through Alpha Sapphire with a Mega Gardevoir, and it was untouchable. Anyway, that wraps up almost everything in Shallow City. One small thing, after you've done the first cutscene at Tower of Mastery, if you talk to this guy, you can trade your Intriguing Stone, which apparently is his, for a Sunstone, which is a hard to come by Evolution Stone. Alright, and since it was a pretty short episode, so why don't we get going to Route 12? I just gotta make a quick stop to swap some Pokemon in the PC. So the next route actually has some cut trees that I would like to deal with. So I'm gonna bring Nidorino with me. Also, before we head out, Serena has one last gift for us. The HM Force Surf. Very strong water-type move that also lets us cross water, which we need in order to progress across Route 12, as you'll see in just a minute. I don't speak German. So yeah, if you were to try to come here without surf, you'd be out of luck, because there's some water in the way, and you can't do anything about it. And if you don't have a Pokemon that can learn Surf, fear not. This person is here to save you. We are getting a second gift Pokemon that I don't intend on having on my final team. But Lapras is a very useful resource for surfing. Lapras is kind of a classic gift Pokemon. You got one as a gift in Gen 1. And now we're getting another one in Gen 6 as a callback. But also because Lapras is a very traditionally... it's traditionally associated with surfing and ferrying people across water. As people who watched the anime in the Orange Islands will remember. And Lapras even has her own neat little overworld model. Lapras is the only surfing Pokemon that gets this, actually. Also, this guy. I don't think he realizes there's a trainer. There we go. Quillfish. I'm getting this mental image of Petra just body slamming onto those quills, those spines, and it being very unpleasant. Looks like we managed to avoid. I think Quillfish has Poison Point. I think I just tend to assume that things have Poison Point when they're poison and are pointy. And that Binacle's not getting out of here alive. Yeah. So you can see now my experience is only going to Petra. No experience is going to the rest of the team. So hopefully over time I will become less over-leveled. I'm just going to surf around a little bit, make sure I don't miss any items or anything. Nope, doesn't look like it. There's an item. Should grab that. Thank you, Nidorino. I'm glad you're here. Ooh, the leftovers. Leftovers is an awesome hold item that restores, I think, 1/16 of a Pokemon's total health each turn, just passively. I don't have a use for it on my current lineup, but I think I have an upcoming member who can make use of it. And it's not Miltank. If I weren't doing exclusively Gen 6 Pokemon for this team, Miltank would be awesome to include, but alas, I've restricted myself to trying out new opportunities. Alright, so one of the main attractions here on Route 12 is the Bas de Mer Ranch. And yes, that post is apparently a sign. I don't know. So the ranch, it's a Skiddo ranch. You got all these Skiddos here hanging out. And we can actually ride them and explore the ranch and get to some places that were otherwise inaccessible. Let's talk to some folks first. I'm worried about this child. I don't think that's a good kind of attraction to feel towards an animal. And yes, I am kink shaming. You know, just noticing how every single house is exactly the same layout. It gets a little old. I don't think it would have killed them to, like, swap which side was elevated or something, maybe, sometimes. Anyway, can we just hop on a Skiddo here? Or... Hey. Do we need to talk to someone? There we go. Alright. So, the thing about Skiddo, they can hop up ledges. Normally, you know, for all of our Pokemon lives, we've been stuck hopping down ledges and never hopping back up, but haha! Alright, I'll be right back, Skiddo. So this is, this whole Skiddo thing, it's a lot like riding a Rhyhorn, but these things are a lot more mobile. Move around pretty quickly, they actually feel pretty good to control. You can see there's a route up there. Oh, all sorts of good items. Shiny stone, another stone that evolves certain Pokemon. Honestly, I think this is my first time actually doing the whole Skiddo thing, and wow, this is actually super fun. This is really enjoyable. I wish there were like an obstacle course that I could go in. And hey, we just hopped a fence. I'm running through the grass. Woo! We're such rebels. I don't think trainers can fight us when we're like this. Oh, we can't climb stairs. What a tragedy. Is there anything else that we can hop on here? Is there a ledge, maybe? I'm trying to figure out why they let us escape. Is it just for that sense of freedom? Anyway, I'm okay. This feels good. It feels good to break the rules, but I think that might be all that the Skiddo can offer us. Which is too bad. Oh well. That wasn't... Wait, there's a thing back there. Aha! I had a feeling that there had to be something more, something hidden. There it is, a sachet. Sachet? Sachet? I don't know. But something to note, we picked up something called a Whipped Dream earlier, and we just picked up a sachet there, or a sachet, I don't know. And those two items are items that you can use to evolve certain fairy-type Pokemon in this game. Aromatisse and Slurpuff. So, conveniently, those evolution items are just on the same route. Yeah, I don't see a Miltank. Alright, let's do this section of the route properly. So I'm running into a lot of poison types now that I've decided to lead with Petra. Luckily, I have plenty of moves that aren't fighting type moves. I do like the touch of having Miltank around when it's a ranch. I want to say there are Tauros around too, that might be in X version. But livestock Pokemon accompanying the ranch is a nice touch. I hope we're not destroying the family's livelihood by hurting all these cows. Ooh, bug types. You're not gonna stand a chance. Yeah, no, you're freaking dead, dude. I'm going to squash this bug with my entire body weight. And this one too. So yeah, even though I've turned off the experience share, obviously I'm still way over leveled for this point in the game. And I think I managed to make my point about the experience share. I took the game at its word, I kept the experience share on as was default, and I became more powerful than the game could possibly imagine, and the game was not balanced for that. So, hopefully, future games in the series will keep that in mind if they continue with that style of experience share. And you know what? Do I even care about the poison? Mildly. But I think we're almost to the next town anyway, so... so this one's a counterpoint to the previous breeder. But I got a Zangoose rather than a Seviper, which are indeed mortal enemies from birth. I love that body slam animation. It's just any Pokemon that it squashes, it's hilarious physical comedy. Hey, there's that Tauros, yes. Male bull counterpart, rather, to the female cow Miltank. That's one thing I've always thought was neat about Miltank and Tauros, is that they're counterparts, but they were introduced in different generations. Alright, and I think that about wraps things up for Route 12. You can see there is a way to surf up north, and I believe that will lead us to Azure Bay. Oh, okay, one more trainer. But yeah, Route 12, pretty short route. Oh, this is the Magikarp guy. So, in every generation one is born, a fisherman who uses 6 Magikarp. And this is that chosen one. So this guy could very well have fainted Petra just by stalling out her poison if I was too stubborn to actually heal it. So let's have Dana deal with it with some super effective parabolic charges. And what's really great is that the parabolic charge will heal back the vast amounts of damage that all these Magikarp are going to do to her. So yeah, the use of having these Magikarp trainers, I think the idea was that you could use them for EV training. Each Magikarp gives 1 speed EV, maybe 2 speed EVs, I'm not sure. So having a team with 6 of them, if you had Pokerus and the choice training items or whatever they are, you could get a fair amount of speed EVs from each one. Anyway, yes, we can head up north to Azure Bay by surfing, but we're gonna save that for the next episode, because for now, we are in Coumarine City. Another one already? We just had one, Serena. Have you improved so much in so little time? There's a hint there. You can find an Ampharos in Azure Bay. So yeah, Coumarine City, as you might be able to tell from the name, is a coastal port town. It's got this nice, smooth saxophone piano combo for music. It's got an undersized lighthouse. It's got everything you could want. Anyway, we will explore Coumarine City in its entirety at another date. And by another date, I mean next episode. But the first thing to point out is that Coumarine City is actually a city in 2 parts. And the Pokemon Center, you have to take the monorail to get there. Well, hey there, you two. Looks like Professor Sycamore was in the area of Shadowlure City and could have gone to the Tower of Mastery himself, but didn't. It's not. That has nothing to do with the mechanic. There aren't. There are examples in other areas. Ah, nice. So, HM2 Fly allows you to quickly fly to any Pokemon Center of a town you've already visited. Very convenient, although Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire make it even more convenient with its own little spin on the mechanic. Alright, so now let's take the monorail down to the Pokemon Center, and that will wrap up the episode. And we don't even get a full animation of the monorail going. It's a little disappointing, I have to say. Yeah, that sure would be cool if we could see things while we were on board and it didn't just fade to black. Having been on monorails, they are really cool when you're a kid, and that is a disappointing monorail back there. Anywho, that wraps up our trek here, and as you may have gotten from Serena, there is already another gym here in this city. It's a real quick trip between gyms 3 and 4. But in the next episode, we will take a tour around Coumarine City and maybe poke on up to Azure Bay. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all next time.